If we're being real for a second, the hardest decision in crypto is not buying. It is knowing when to sell. Think about it. Anybody can buy Bitcoin, anybody can buy Ethereum, anybody can ape into a meme coin, buy Solana, but ask the average investor when to actually cash out and you see them freeze. Some sell too early and regret missing a 10x, while others hold too long and watch their portfolio crash back down or even exit with little or no profits. So in today's video, we will be breaking down one, exactly how to identify when it is time to sell in the crypto market. Two, we're going to talk about the market signals, technical indicators, and investor psychology. And I will also show you the ultimate crypto sell signal, a data-driven framework using RSI, MACD, and the Fear and Greed Index. Welcome back to my channel. I am Ziba, a Sui Network ambassador with over 4 years of experience in the crypto space. And here we simplify and keep it real about crypto. No hype, just practical strategies that help you become a better, smarter investor. But before we dive right into the video, kindly hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so as not to miss out on insightful videos like this. For context's sake, we need to clear the air on why selling matters. So here is the thing most beginners don't realize. You don't make money when you buy crypto. You make money when you sell. Think about the last bull run. There were people who bought Bitcoin at $5,000, then sold it at $7,000. They felt like geniuses until they watched it run to $60,000. On the flip side, there were people who FOMO'd in at $60,000. They ignored all the warning signs and refused to sell. They watched their bags sink as Bitcoin crashed below $20,000. Both groups had the same problem: no selling strategy. And that's why today's lesson is critical, because if you don't know when to sell, you're either leaving money on the table or you're becoming someone else's exit liquidity. Now that we've cleared the air about why we need to sell, we will go on to learn about the psychology of selling. Before we dive into the technicals, let's address the psychology itself. By the record, the two biggest emotions in the market are greed and fear. Greed keeps you holding, hoping for more, while fear makes you panic sell at the worst possible time. Smart investors don't sell based on emotion. Rather, they use tools to decide when they sell, and that's what I'm going to give you today. The right tools you can use to determine when to sell. Let's start with the Relative Strength Index, which we call RSI. Think of RSI like the tachometer in your car. It doesn't measure your speed, it measures how hard your engine is revving. The RSI does the same thing for price. It determines how quickly price is moving and whether it is overbought or oversold. On a typical RSI heat map or chart, anything above 70 is overbought and anything below 30 is oversold. But here is where people mix things up. They see RSI above 70 and think it is time to sell. But wait, it can't be any more wrong. I hope you know that in a bull market, crypto can stay overbought for weeks, even months, while prices keep climbing. So you might want to ask, what do we really look for using the RSI? There's something we call bearish divergence. This happens when the price makes a new high, but RSI makes a lower high. This means price is rising, but momentum is dying. For example, look at Bitcoin in 2021. In April, it hit a massive high with a high RSI. By November, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, but RSI showed a lower high. Price was up, momentum was down. That was the warning shot. And sure enough, what followed? A brutal year-long bear market. So the RSI doesn't just say the market is overbought or it is oversold. Instead, it whispers momentum is fading. Pay attention. And that's the first ingredient in our sell strategy. The second ingredient is the MACD, which is known as Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It's no too much grammar. Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Okay, so RSI has given us the warning, but we don't just sell yet. We need confirmation. That is where MACD comes in. MACD is like your market GPS. It compares short-term and long-term moving averages to show whether the trend is bullish or bearish. It has three parts. We have the MACD line, which is known as the fast line, 2, the signal line, which is known as the slow line, and 3, the histogram, which is the distance between the two lines. In this case, what we're looking for is the bearish crossover. This is when the fast MACD line crosses below the slow signal line. That is the market saying momentum has flipped completely and the bears are taking over. You have to be wary of MACD though, because MACD alone can give false alarms in choppy markets, but when you combine it with RSI divergence, that is a power move. Back to the 2021 Bitcoin case, RSI warned us that momentum was dying. Weeks later, MACD confirmed it with a bearish crossover, and that was the 1-2 punch. Price looked euphoric, but data was screaming sell. Now, as promised, here is how to put all together into the ultimate crypto sell signal. So the first step is the warning. Here we look for bearish divergence on RSI on a high time frame like weekly. The second step is the confirmation. Here we wait for the bearish MACD crossover. And once this happens, this is your green light, or in this case, your red light to start scaling out. And the third step is the conviction. Check the fear and greed index for the conviction, for the last conviction. If RSI is diverging, MACD is crossing, and the fear and greed index is at extreme greed, that is the trifecta. That is the top. That is the exact top, and that is when you should sell. That is when smart money sells to emotional retail investors. Now, selling doesn't mean dumping your old bag instantly. Smart investors scale out, and here is how to scale out like a smart investor. 1, you sell 30% on the signal, then another 30% if price breaks key support, and third, you keep a moon bag in case the market squeezes higher. This way, you're taking profits, lowering risk, but still staying in the game. Remember, it is not about selling at the exact top. It is about selling into strength with a plan. So going over all what we've said today, RSI bearish divergence warns you that momentum is fading. MACD crossover confirms the trend has flipped, and the fear and greed index at extreme greed seals the deal. In case you don't know what the fear and greed index is or how to use it, I recommend you watch this video on the fear and greed index, and that is the ultimate crypto sell signal. No hype, no emotions, just pure data. You don't have to catch the very top, you just need a strategy that helps you protect your profit and avoid being exit liquidity every time you trade. If this video gave you value, do hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to stop trading with emotions. And if you're the one, make sure you watch this video again. Also, let me know in the comment section what is your go-to signal for knowing when to sell is. I'd love to hear your strategies too, which I can decide to make videos on later. Thank you for watching, trade smart, and I'll see you in the next video.